Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 12th of December. And I'm on the Massachusetts Turnpike, and I'm driving my truck. You've seen my truck. It's my truck. It's what I drive. Now, this truck has 37-inch tires on it, a 6-inch lift. It weighs 4 tons. And I never crack 70. Never. I just don't. It's not worth it. If something were to go wrong, I'm not going to trust that my truck's going to stop fast enough. I'm a very defensive driver. I used to ride a motorcycle. I know the drill. I use my mirrors, blah, blah, blah. So I'm on the Mass Pike, and there's 2 huge car carriers in front of me in the middle lane. There's 3 lanes. Outside lanes, passing lanes, all you people from out of state. 2 car carriers. So I jump in the passing lane. I get it up to about 68 miles an hour. The reason I know that is because I can see my speed right there, as well as my speedometer. I know my speed. There's a woman in front of me doing like 75. A state trooper pulls onto the highway. As soon as they see the state trooper, all the sheep panic and slow down. So this lady just dropped down from 70-something to 60, blocking me in. I can't get out because there's an 18-wheeler with cars on it next to me. So I flashed my lights at her. You know, hey, speed up, just once. I get pulled over for that. I'm not speeding, my truck's registered and insured, my license is valid, I have an inspection sticker. I have my dog tag hanging right here. So as soon as you stand in my driver's window, you can see it. Stady walks up to me. Where are you going? Home? Where are you coming from? Worcester? What are you doing out there? Visiting a friend of mine who has cancer, who isn't doing really well, who's going to die, but I don't tell him that because it's not his business. Well, what are you in a hurry for? I said, I'm not. Well, what are you flashing your lights at? I said, because as soon as the woman that was in front of me saw you, she dropped her speed 15 miles an hour, blocking me in. So I flashed my lights. Yeah, well, what did you do that for? I said, because you were the next car behind us, and whenever a state trooper gets in the speed lane, you better watch out because they're all doing 100 no matter what. Because this is their highway, apparently. This guy was combative and confrontive the minute he walked up to my window. Why is that? I wasn't speeding, was doing nothing illegal, because I flashed my lights during the day in the fast lane because somebody was going 5 miles under the speed limit? Yeah. These are the public servants that are here to help us. Not all of them, but a majority of them. Do you see what I'm saying? If I didn't hold my temper, this could have turned into a fight, or worse, I would have just ended up getting shot. It's unbelievable, man. Absolutely unbelievable. The sad thing is I didn't think to turn this camera right here, right on him, because I'd have him, and I didn't. So I'm a dope. I guess the reason this comes to mind is because before he pulled me over, I'm watching the Black Hawk helicopters. There's one right in front of me, just going back and forth over the Massachusetts Turnpike. Because we live in an occupied land. And they're squeezing now. Now they're squeezing. So if you get pulled over, hold your tongue. This is a brave new world we're living in right now. And people like you and I, we're not welcomed anymore. Even by our own families. It just is what it is. Police officers, firemen, FEMA workers, DHS workers, they're all specifically picked. They give them a test. And the testing has changed. Right before the Boston Marathon bombing occurred, there was an enormous protest right there, right in that area of military guys, privates all the way up to generals. And they were protesting about the new question that you're asked after you're in the military, not before. not at the MEP center, not the testing they do before you're officially enlisted, after. Would you fire on American citizens? You never heard a word about that on the news. I went home, my grandmother was alive at the time, and I said, Nana, did you see anything on the news? No, not at all. Well, the next day, there's no way you're going to hear it on the news, because the next day was Patriots Day, which is probably why they were protesting, now that I think of it. And the next day, of course, was the Boston bombing. And it all got thrown down the memory hole. You get pulled over, if you deal with these people, if they shoot you because they decide they feel like it, we've already watched them get backed up by the powers that be. There was no reason for that. I wasn't I flashed my high beams at somebody in front of me that suddenly slowed down in the high speed lane. That's the person that's a safety problem. But I got pulled over and treated like an asshole right off the bat. Who knows? Maybe he's one of the trolls. I'm out.